in some ways, the book I wrote, Revolution of Dictatorship, kind of goes back to a teacher I had, an English teacher I had in eighth grade at a very small school in Seattle. I had total students of like 30 students total. His name was Brian Bond. He's unfortunately no longer with us. But he was a scholar of American literature, but he was very open to any kind of things that we were interested in. And I decided, for reasons I can't remember, that I wanted to read Fathers and Sons. And the whole kind of mid 19th century Russian literature very much excited me. And I remember the Fathers and Sons is a story about Russian nihilism and efforts by the Russian intelligentsia to wake up the peasants, and that really sort of inspired my interest in Russian politics. And I started studying Russian on my own, and then that eventually, I was very lucky. So much of our life trajectory is shaped by when we happen to have been born. And I was born at a time when I could be watch the Soviet Union collapse as a college student. So I then went to Moscow in the late 1980s, and um, my Russian was awful. And but I was able to leverage my access to the copy machine at the U.S. Embassy, and basically I convinced a bunch of dissidents to hang out with me, even though my Russian was really cruddy, because I was able to copy their journals at the Russian embassy. So that's how I sort of got in with that crowd. Um, and for about 5 minutes, it seems in Russia that democracy was going to succeed, and then it quickly turned into dictatorship. But it was really Brian Bond, who sort of was open to my interest and to sort of allowing me to sort of to follow my interests, that really got me interested in this topic, which was really the core of my book. And then, you have several other English teachers, Barry Barankin later on, who's still with us, a wonderful man, very charismatic, very funny. And then finally, there is David Enlow, who taught us the Iliad and the Odyssey, which I still feel quite privileged that I've managed to read those. And he was an extraordinarily good writer and wordsmith, and that I think is still with me. I think, sort of, would this sentence be satisfying to to David Enlow? So these are all teachers I had long before I had even an inkling to become a political scientist, but they still very much shape me.